So one of the questions I get a lot is, if I've got a certain eye disease, how long is it going to take? And I think one of the key principles that I keep talking to people about is how we get so overly fixated on the so-called problem. And what I have found is the more we can let go of being fixated on the problem, or when is it going to get better, that's actually when it gets better. And when we take a more global perspective, here's how I would relate this. The disease-based model of medical care is, I've got this ache or pain or symptom, and you give me a drug, or you do a surgical procedure, and it fixes the problem immediately. Well, what it does is it's fixing, the symptom, but the problem is. And a wellness-based paradigm, which is what I promote, is that offering, natural complementary methods or protocols that kind of help us develop more balance, homeodynamic balance. And I use the word homeodynamic because balance is definitely a dynamic state. It isn't, I reached balance and I'm done. But it's, okay, I'm in balance in this moment, but because of my life, my relationships, my work, whatever I'm doing, what I eat, my balance is going to come and go. And so this idea of the wellness paradigm where, okay, I'm going to do this homeopathic remedy, or I'm going to change my diet and eat plant-based, takes time. And when we get fixated on our so-called diagnosis or problem, a lot of times that locks us in to not getting rid of it. So if I had one message that I would say to people that are listening, is that, okay, you can go to the doctor and get the diagnosis, get the data, and then as you start working in a wellness paradigm, whether it's changing your diet, starting to do stress reduction things and meditation or yoga, that by giving it time, your body rebalances, and the problem that you were told that you have will go away, but you're going to get so many other benefits that you wouldn't even be able to recognize because you're so fixated on the problem. And the problem, when you're fixated on the problem, it becomes a kind of a fear-based consciousness, and so you're caught in the past. And when you're caught in the past, you can only go to the future because you're then projecting your anxiety in the future. It's when you get in the present moment that the possibilities that are there for you open up. And in studying things like quantum physics, we know that wherever you put your attention, that's what's going to happen. And they've showed this through different experiments. So by being in the present moment, you open up your attention in a way that you may even be surprised about the benefits. And I get this all the time from people. They'll write me and say, well, I had this condition, but since doing your protocol, so many other things have changed. And I had no idea how things were so related or interrelated. So that's my message. And I would say for those of you that are really, suffering things where you're really bummed out, I would say, okay, get the data. It's good to do that. And then after you do that, thanks. Then let it go. Let it go and just trust the process.